As a Mitchell did not just give a quote, she delivered a truth bomb so powerful that the WNBA is still buzzing, still replying alert, and still trying to figure out what it really means. Because when Mitchell spoke about Kathleen Clark, it wasn't fluffy, it wasn't PR talk. Every word carried weight, every word was deliberate. And in that moment, she reminded the world that leadership is not always about being the loudest voice in the room, it is about conviction. But here's the real question. Was Mitchell simply praising her teammates, or did she just redefine how we talked about Kathleen Clark, the Indiana Fever, and maybe every women's basketball itself? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you will see why Kelsey Mitchell's words might go down as one of the most important statements in WNBA history. And hey, before we dive deep, let me ask you, do you believe Kathleen Clark has not only transformed the Fever but changed basketball on a global scale? Drop your thought down in the comment section, because this is the debate that is dividing fans right now. When Mitchell said Clark changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball, that wasn't just admiration, that was a seismic admission, and what makes it so powerful is the context. Kelsey Mitchell is not just another name or the roster, she has been the freshest survivor, the player who stayed loyal while the Fever were stuck in the basement of the league. For years, she was the lane bright light, dragging Indiana through some of the darkest seasons you could imagine. This is the same player who would endure 5-win seasons, multiple coaching changes, and night after night of blowout losses, up-and-treated games against Indiana. Let's start padding seasons, and Mitchell had to stand in front of cameras pretending they were building blocks. She wasn't playing basketball, she was pushing a bottle uphill. So when she finally ups up about Kathleen Clark, it matters, because if anyone had the right to be bitter about the spotlight shifting, it was her. Less bitterness wasn't in her voice, respect word. Let's be real. Kathleen Clark did not just join the Fever, she donated a cultural shift the second she arrived. Sell-out crowds, primetime games, national media coverage, even international headlines. Clark's presence turned Indiana from the league's punchy airline into must-watch TV. And here is the kicker. Mitchell did not fight that narrative, she confirmed it. She validated it. She said out loud what so many others in the league have tried to downplay. Without Kathleen Clark, none of this happens. No sells out, no national buzzing, no cultural shift. That is what makes Mitchell's statement so powerful, because she could have gone the world away. She could have reminded everyone that she carried Indiana for years. Instead, she did both. She uplifted Clark while remembering the word of her own role in laying the foundation. As balanced as leadership. What separates Mitchell from others is a lack of envy. She did not diminish herself to praise Clark. She did not act like Clark's presence erased her years of loyalty. She said the truth before Kathleen. There was Kelsey. Without her, there might not have even been a franchise worth saving. But she never once let it sound like competition. This wasn't me versus her. This was us compared to some of the league's veterans. We've seen Asia Wilson throw shade. We've seen Carrie Swap drop digs. Too often, the narrative in the WNBA has been about tearing Clark down instead of acknowledging her race. Kelsey Mitchell flipped that script. She showed you can stand tall in your own legacy while lifting someone else. And honestly, that is what makes her event historic. And then comes the part that really shocked me. Mitchell called Clark not just a teammate but a friend. Think about it. In professional sports, where egos and rivalries dominate, that single word carries massive weight. Friend means trust. It means acceptance. It means Clark did not walk into Indiana and demand the spotlight. She opened the door for everyone else to shine. 2. Once proved, let's talk about the now famous $200 fine twist. Clark joked about being fined for stepping on the court. Critics outside the Fever bubble called it immature, arrogant, even classless. But Mitchell set the record straight. Inside the locker room, it was comedy glue. Players laughed, they loved it, and they showed it. Clark's sense of humor, something the media really highlights. See the difference. Outsiders saw arrogance, insiders saw character. That is team chemistry. Here's where things get scary for the rest of the WNBA. Mitchell, Clark, Aliyah, Bursting, and Lexi all to Feb 4. Together, they are not just a playoff team, they are the blueprint for a dynasty. Bursting anchors the paint, Clark's bend the face and media attention, all begins grit, and versatility. And Mitchell, she's the leading scorer with battle scars from the darkest years. Mitchell even hinted she'd take a part court just to keep this group together. In a league where get the bag is the unwritten rule, that kind of loyalty is almost contrary. It shows she sees the big picture that Indiana is not building for a season, they are building for an era. And that showed terrified the rest of the league. When Mitchell spoke, it wasn't just praise, it was a manifesto. She declared Clark as the player who has changed basketball. She embraced her, validated her, and aligned herself with her. That is not just respect, that's the end. And in doing so, Mitchell drew a line in the sand. The old WNBA guard can keep throwing shade, downplaying Clark's impact, or stirring up bitterness. But Indiana is not losing. They are building something real, something sustainable, and something the league cannot ignore. Kirsten Mitchell did not just endorse Catholic Clark, she planted the flag. She reminded everyone that she carried Indiana through its darkest days. But she also made it clear the future belongs to the core, and she's all in the building it together. That is why this moment feels so much bigger than just a soundbite. It feels like a warning shot. Either acknowledge what is happening in Indiana or get left behind watching the FIFA rewrite history. So now let me throw it back to you. Do you think this is the birth of the next WNBA dynasty? And how long can the league's old guard resist what's happening in Indiana? Drop your thoughts in the comment below. Hit the like button if you are rocking with this breakdown. And don't forget to subscribe to PulseBasketball for more on future stories shaping the game. Because trust me, the story is only getting started.